Alright guys, what's up? It's a political junkie here. This video is probably gonna be shorter than most of my other videos. The reason I wanted to cover this, I think it just shows like Bernie Sanders' integrity and that he's the real deal, and that this is what he's about. So Bernie Sanders returned $470 from the only billionaire who donated to his campaign. So as of right now, Bernie Sanders has 0 billionaire donors. I think every single other candidate at least has a few billionaire donors. And this coincides with Bernie's message that the wealthy, they have too much control over politics, stuff like that. And he's basically saying, I ain't gonna let them influence me, even if it's just $478 from one of them. So I'm gonna read the article. I don't think it's too long. Senator Bernie Sanders has made it clear his 2020 campaign isn't funded by billionaires, except for a little while. It was Martha Tama Hall, the wife of billionaire inventor, gave $470 to Sanders' campaign this summer. And when Sanders' team realized, they promptly returned it. Hall's husband, David Hall, who doesn't have as much of an interest in politics, holds a patent on a self-driving car sensor, and his stake in the Velodyne company has recently been valued at over $1 billion, Forbes writes. That essentially makes Hall a billionaire too, and the only one Forbes could find who donated to Sanders' campaign. She's also given around $500 to some other Democratic contenders, including Senator Kamala Harris, and said she wasn't even aware of the 2,800 individual limit on single campaign donations. Sanders' campaign, meanwhile, makes it clear his website is paid for by Bernie 2020, not the billionaires. He also publicly claimed billionaires shouldn't exist. So when Forbes asked why there was a billionaire on his donor list, Sanders' spokesman thanked the publication and said it would be returning Miss Hall's contributions. Hall found the return of her money disappointing. She said, I don't understand why they would do that. That's ridiculous, she told Forbes. Still, one has to respect adherence to the brand. So yeah, Bernie Sanders did say billionaires shouldn't exist. I honestly think that's just to get like some of the hardcore lefties to support him, because he announced like a wealth tax plan shortly after that, and it wouldn't eliminate any of the billionaires that already exist and stuff like that. It's just taxing a lot of the wealth, so that way the wealth gap reduces by a significant amount. Basically, like Jeff Bezos, he's worth $109 billion. I mean, imagine if 100 billion of his dollars were taxed, he would still have $9 billion, which is a ridiculous amount of money, more money than I would know what to do with in my lifetime. So I personally don't think it's super crazy taxing people that are that rich a lot of money, because I think there becomes a point, because a lot of people say you worked for that money, but there becomes a point where you're not really working hard enough for the amount of money you're making. There's people that work 3 jobs and stuff like that. When do they work hard enough to the point where they become a billionaire? And the truth is, not everybody can become a billionaire, so it's not an equal system. And I just think it's kind of funny that the woman Hall, she found the return of her money disappointing. And honestly, I feel like she doesn't pay too much attention to Bernie Sanders' message, and she doesn't understand why he would do that, and that she thinks it's ridiculous. I mean, that's Bernie's whole message, is that I associate myself, there's kind of backtracking a little bit. In 1979, Bernie Sanders did a documentary on Eugene Bedevil, who was a socialist who ran for president in the early 1900s. And a quote from him is, as long as there's a lower class, I am in it. And I think that's what Sanders is kind of trying to say here. Like, I'm not part of the elite class. I want only from normal, everyday people. Which, if you look at like the kind of people that donate to Sanders' campaign, it's like mostly teachers, it's mostly Walmart workers, it's mostly people that work at Amazon. I think even paralegals. I'm a paralegal, so it's the blue collar worker kind of people. It's not really white collar people that donate to him. But hey, if she supports him, and she has a decent following on social media and stuff like that, I guess she could say like, I support him for this reason, that reason, the other. And maybe there could be a few good billionaires that say like, yeah, I don't really think I deserve this much money. It's kind of crazy how I was able to make this amount of money. So and yeah, this definitely differentiates Bernie from the other candidates. I think he's the only one that has 0 billionaire donors. Joe Biden, he had terrible grassroots support, so he started saying screw it, I'm gonna start taking money from super PACs, because I mean that's the only way he can stay relevant. Pete Buttigieg, he's been going up in the polls like crazy, and he's been raising money from Wall Street and from anybody you can think of, man. That guy is raising money from anywhere he can get it, and you can see how the money's changed him. I saw some clips where you can see Pete Buttigieg when he first announced, like back in February, like he's like advocating like, yeah, Medicare for all is like the best framework to go forward, to today where he's like saying like Medicare for all is a super divisive issue. I don't believe in taking away private health insurance, this, that, and the other. So he's completely changed his tune on that issue. And I'm sure there's several other issues where he's changed his tune. And it's all because of the money. It's all because of the money. Whoever funds your campaign, hey, you're going to be speaking their tune. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And I hope you guys subscribe. Have a good day.